Alright, 722.9. Like I said in a disassembly video, I don't get to see too many of these, so I don't know when I'll get another one. So I got to put it together anyway, and we might as well learn from it. Like the government, not going to let a good crisis go to waste, even if we got to fabricate one. So we got an O-ring in here. We got a D-ring here, D-ring here. Like I said, when I tore it down, this little area right here, go ahead and mark that on this part of it so that you know where to line it up. And we have a D-ring here. Got another one here. And our bevel spring, our retainer, our snap ring, and put the taper over our tips up. Alright, we got a cushion plate. It is 95 thousandths. We got a steel 69. And we got these clutches here. The thickness may not be right because these are worn. 62. And we got these stills are 73. And make sure that they're all the same. And our pressure plate 256, our snap ring is 135. Okay, there's nothing inside. We got this D-ring here. Our spring, bevel spring, fits down inside the teeth there. We got a lip on this snap ring that faces down. Alright, we got a cushion plate, 67 thousandths. Our one-sided clutches, 80 thousandths. And 80 thousandths. Our pressure plate 155. Snap ring 112. Alright, need snap ring pliers to get this snap ring out. It's in here. See, we got a cage bearing here. We got two O-rings here that seal up this part of the drum so this can apply. Our sun gear. You got that bearing, faces up, this race. And of course our snap ring, and we want the taper of the tips up again. Make sure we're all the way in that groove. Sealing ring there, and there, and our cage bearing here. We got this race lip down. Of course, the bearing is already on here. Put our drum onto our sun gear. And this race goes down like that. Bearing. Another race, and our snap ring taper of our tips is up again. Down underneath this bearing is a plastic seal like the 722.6s. I wouldn't change that unless I needed to change that bearing, because you're going to destroy it getting it out. I never have replaced one on the 6s. Here's a D-ring down inside there. The O-ring here. Our bevel plate. Make sure I'm going the right way on that. Yep, it goes that way. Make sure I was right. And we got an O-ring out here, and then our snap ring. We got our dish plate. Dish is going to go down 84 thousandths, and one-sided clutches again. Outside teeth 80, inside are 80. Looks like we got 3 of those, 3 each. And our pressure plate 155. Snap ring 123. We got a cage bearing down here, 3 sealing rings. With this planetary set, we got this race that fits on top here. It just kind of pops into place. Got the bearing down in here. The drum's going to sit on top. We got this ring gear. Alright, come on now. Snap ring 78 thousandths. Alright, we got a molded piston here. So you probably want to buy pistons. You got the spring cage. Let's see how did they go. It goes that way. And we have a D-ring here. And we got our snap ring. It's round. And our cushion plate. 83. One-sided clutches again. Outside teeth 75. Inside 75. 2, 3, 4 sets of those. Pressure plate 156. Snap ring 111. And a bearing with the lip. The lip's going to face down. And we got what looks like a race here. It does not want to come off, so I don't know if it comes off or not. Okay, this is another molded piston, so I'm not going to take it out. Snap ring there holding it in. Our bevel plate with the teeth down. This doesn't look like it's got any wave to it, but maybe it does. 76. And our outside teeth are 81. One-sided clutches again. Insides are 81. There's 2, 3, 4 sets of these. Our pressure plate's 155. Snap ring 134. There's a metal plate that goes in here. Some kits, if it's like the 722.6, some kits have this plate, some kits don't. But anyway, there's a metal plate that goes between there. There's a molded piston in here with the bevel spring facing down, another snap ring. We've got 2 sealing rings here, cage bearing, flat bearing. Our pump bushing. Some, like I said, have a bearing. It takes a different hub on the converter if you got the bearing style. O-ring on the outside here, front seal. We discussed on the teardown, there's a bevel on the outer gear. The bevel faces down. The inner gear, I don't see any difference, but I did mark it before I took it out, so I'm putting it in the same way. I'm going to line up our ports right there and get this pump put together. Then I'm going to change camera views. Alright, we're going to put the pump over a hole in the table so our drum will go through. We got our cushion plate, 77, one-sided clutches and inside and outside teeth. Outside 81, inside 81. We got 1, 2, 3 sets of those. And our pressure plate. 155. Our snap rings 135. And then we got that drum that we put together. It's going to fit on there. So we got this feed hole. We're going to face down into this hole right here. I think we're quite going down. There we go. Wasn't over the hole good enough. Still think we might be up some. Yeah, it don't feel right. Sounds down. Alright, we'll flip this over. We're gonna put a pair of vice grips on this and get a good shot of it. And with these vice grips, we're gonna go on the top. Alright, we got our park gear. It's going to go in just like this. We got our drum. It's going to face in with our 2 bolt holes down. We're going to have to make sure that those line up. This area right here, going to fit right in there. Got our 2 bolts to hold that in, 45 Torx. We'll make sure that they start. Alright, we're off just a little bit. With any luck, I can get a screwdriver in there and turn it. Alright, they start, so we're good. We can just leave that. We got our cushion plate, dish down, 139. Our steels, 70. Frictions, 65. Our pressure plate, 256, our snap ring 141. Opening of our snap ring at 12 o'clock. Alright, put this planet assembly in. And it's going to be a little bit difficult because we got two sets of clutches plus the output gear that we got to line up all at one time. Some people ask me why I'm putting my clutches in dry. I haven't noticed a difference between making them wet or dry as far as them lasting. And if you've got these that are soaked in fluid, especially this one here, you're going to have a hell of a time getting it to all go together. It's much easier with the clutches dry. We got one more to go. There we go. Alright. I think we're going to have to put this on the back of the drum. In the back of our drum, we're going to pick the whole assembly up and drop it in. Here we got 45 torques on the outside, 30 torques on the inside. Don't forget we got two 45 torques coming in from the back side. Those normally don't have any Loctite on them. These are aluminum bolts, and they are torque to yield bolts, so they are one-time use according to the manufacturer. That means that assume that you put this together and you found a problem and you had to take this back apart, you're going to be replacing the bolts again. Alright, looks like all these had Loctite on them. Usually the two that come in from the back, they didn't have Loctite on them on the 722.6, but apparently these do. So, like I said, I've only built one of these, and I reused the bolts on it because I couldn't get any. I've asked the part supplier if they can get the bolts, and he can't tell me yes or no. I can't find a listing for them. I have a buddy that has done several of these, and he says some of the kits come with them, and he thinks it was a WIT kit that came with them. So normally I would put this back in with a speed handle. Since this is going to the junkyard, I don't care. I guess one thing you could do is just tighten these down without torquing them and make sure everything comes out alright, and then go back and torque them. That should turn, because our end play is not right, because we got to put the back end together. If it doesn't turn right now, we got some serious problems. So let me change the camera angle again. I probably ought to change battery, and probably ought to do the valve body right now, and we'll be back. Alright, so I'm going to keep the valve body off of this. There's two 45 torques back here. The manual valve would hook onto here, and then of course we got the bolts that hold it all down. There's three back here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the front. I'm going to go ahead and stick the bolts back in here so that they're with the unit. My manager sometimes I just want to kick them right in the balls. He told me I had to put this unit together because I needed it as a core. Yeah.
This is apparently what they're saying fixed that. You can read this for that cruise at some point before you turn it down or whatever.
Alright.
The last line it says is what fixed it apparently.
Alright.
Yeah.
Anyhow, told me I had to get this thing together. 4-core. Go up there to find out if I need to keep the valve body, because it has to be programmed. And now he's telling me they don't need a core. I don't need to put it together after I've already put it together. Told me he had to have it put together. I'm wasting all my time. I could be doing other things that could have had a unit built instead of doing this. But oh well, I guess he didn't get something produced that he could have had produced, since I'm jacking with this. So anyhow, this is our bolts for here. And one of the tubes is going to go in down here from the valve body, and the other one's going to go up here. Our speed sensors are reading off of here. And I got an extra bolt. Where did it come from? I wonder if it came off the valve body. Must have. Our pan. I got this area needs to go in the rail of the pan right here. This one here goes up in the corner over here. E4 on the inverter ports. Shouldn't have 4 bolts in the back instead of 3, so I missed one somehow. Alright, let's get this flipped over. I don't know what the best way to do this is going to be. I got way too much stuff on my bench because I can't get no parts. I'm sick of it. The curmudgeon in me is coming out. Let's see if this is going to sit up in there. I don't know if it will or not. I got this gear. And go on the back. This gear. And go in here. There's a seal on that transfer case, of course. We already talked about the bearings. Silicone as a sealant back here. Looks like somebody's been into this before. And we've got our housing here. It's 45 torques on these. 2 long ones at the bottom. Bring this around where I can see what I'm doing. Go ahead and tighten these down. We got this planetary assembly. I have to move this around here where I can see what I'm doing. There we go. That goes on. And I got this. It goes in there. This long bolt, E4. Two cage bearings there. Our flange, a snap ring. $70 thousandths. These two are going to face down, silicone again. Bearing back here. Of course, our rear seal. in the back. I don't know if I mentioned it, 30 torques on these. I'm going to have to get this around here where I can see. Like I said, entirely too much stuff on my bench. Output flange. You want to put a little dab of red silicone, red Loctite on there. There's also a spot to stake it. I just always put Loctite on them. Inch and 3/16. All right. There's a grommet that should be in here. You're gonna want to make sure that you got a grommet back in there. We'll make the valve body a video unto itself, and we'll be back for that. All right. Our valve body. We got a check valve like this right there, and check valves like this right here, 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 and here. I can tell you that these are in different locations on different ones. I remember from the last one that I was able to do, mine didn't match any locations that were in the book. In fact, I think I only had 2 in mine, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time though. So pay very close attention to where these are at, and put them back where you got them from, because finding information on this is going to be probably non-existent. 217 thousandths steel check balls. You got one here, 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 and here. 214 thousandths rubber ball there and there. Let me see. I think that's as far as the check balls go. Put our separator plate on. Alright. it's lined up. We got 4 30 torques that need to go on from this side. Just gonna finger tighten one so the stuff don't fall off while I flip it over. And then we got a crap load of 30 torques that go in from this side. Wrong hole. Alright, I'm going to start from the center and work out. Alright, if we was rebuilding this for real, make sure that magnet on that manual valve is clean. And get this little locking tab here. It's going to go right underneath the plate here. And we got this torques, 30 torques, goes down here. This is our computer speed sensors, our float. And we've got O-rings up here on the front. Another float here. What was I going to say? I don't know. Let me think about what I was going to say. You know, make sure and keep your solenoids where they go in each spot. And there's a 30 torques and a hold down, or I think that's 40 torques and hold down bracket on each set. Of course, you got O-rings on, 2 O-rings on each solenoid. You got this rubber seal goes in with that and facing up. And oh, I think I remember what it was. I think I was going to tell you. I think I said when I had the pan off that there was 2 tubes that goes up inside the case, and there's only one. And then we got our speed sensors. Other than that, here's the rear speed sensor. These conductor plates are horribly bad about going bad, and there's a couple places that you can send them off to. I think one's was in California. Not sure where the other one is. It's back east somewhere. It's only 2 places that I know that you can go and get anything done with these. You send it off to them and they'll fix it for you, and they'll ship it back to you. And if you got the equipment, they can program your vehicle over the computer. But otherwise, you're going to the dealer for all this stuff, and it is not cheap. And they're going to sell you the whole unit. I don't think they even sell the valve bodies anymore. They did there for a while, but I think they quit doing that. Anyhow, this is 722.9. Have fun.